Hello and welcome to the Happy Little Futures podcast. As always, let's begin with a nice deep breath in and release. Fantastic. So today in our mini summer series, we're going to be looking at hearing and sounds. This for me, on a personal level, is something that I love to engage with regularly, especially sort of first thing in the morning when you've got the dawn chorus, when you've got sort of like the world waking up and it's relatively quiet, and sort of just listening for those sounds I find really grounding. I find it a really lovely experience, just to really try and embrace that peace where possible. It's not always the way if there's a child screaming. Sometimes I'd rather switch the ears off, but it's a lovely thing to do to engage with sound. On a personal level, for me, this is one of my favourite quick micro meditations that I like to build into my day. So how do we do this with kids? So what I want you to do with your kids is I want you to just every so often just have a go at stopping. Just stop and ask them what they can hear. And ask them what the sound the most furthest away they can hear is. So it could be that they can hear cars on a motorway. It could be that they can hear sort of just the person next door drilling and nothing else. It could be that it's actually sort of like they've got an array of sounds coming and going. Just engage with that. And as you listen as well, engage with it yourself. Engage with what you hear. Let them know what you're hearing. It's a lovely thing to do, especially if you're out on a walk as well. So I like to do it where if I'm out on a walk, we'll stop and we'll listen for the birds. And we're sort of intentionally listening for the birds, but actually then you can pick up the sound of a river or the rustling of trees as the wind blows and stuff like that. Or the rain. I love it when it's raining. I will always stop for myself and listen to the rain, whether I'm out or whether I'm in and it's just sort of hammering down outside. I do always spend time actually just listening for the rain. But yeah, just stop and listen with them. There is a part in Harry Potter where there's these extendable ears, and quite often I'll sort of say, like, pretend that your ears are going off into the distance, and it always makes me think of that. It's sort of I'm like listen as far as you possibly can, and I always think that in my head I'm like, maybe my ears are on long sticks and I'm listening for as long a distance as possible. But yeah, so let your hearing go out as far as possible. I'm just going to take a moment before I carry on to just thank our sponsor, Rowan Fox, who are a sustainable clothing brand for kids who love animals and adults who care about the planet. And you can explore the beautiful collection of wildlife-inspired organic t-shirts and hoodies at rowanfox.com. So yeah, so sound it's quite a funny one because it sounds silly, but it's not something that we always engage with. So there will be sounds going on around us, and quite often we just engage with the one that's important to us in that moment, whether it's the child asking for a snack, or I've had an accident on the floor, or it's the sound of a crash outside or something like that. Whatever it is, we only tend to engage with the most important sound in that moment, and all the others will come and go. But actually it can be a very peaceful experience to just allow the sounds to come and go around you, but be engaging and noticing them for what they are as they do, rather than just letting them pass and waiting for that next thing that you need to respond to. I actually watched my mom a few weeks ago get out the car at our house, and she stopped and she just stood next to the car for a while looking up at the tree opposite our house, and I was sort of like, is something wrong with that tree? I mean, I was very aware that it was absolutely laden with flowers. Even my sister had commented on how many flowers were on it. And my mom stopped and looked around and she went, that tree is humming. And I stopped and listened, and sure enough, this tree was humming. I mean, I'd noticed that there were lots of bees on it after my sister had commented about the flowers. They're sort of they were sort of like a greeny, yellowy coloured flowers, so I wasn't really sure whether they were new leaves or what. But she's good with plants, and she was like, no, they're flowers. So I'd been watching the bees flying around and thinking sort of, oh, that's why none of them are in my garden, because they're all on that one tree. And when my mom stopped and said, that tree is humming, and it was something so prominent that it was the first thing she'd heard when she got out of the car, I just found it amazing. And since then, I like, as much as I can, it's not quite so much now, but as much as I can, I do stop to engage, and was stopping to engage just with that hum of the tree. And it was such a gentle, soothing sound. And I just think having that opportunity and giving yourself that permission to just stop and listen. And it doesn't matter where you're looking, it doesn't matter what you're doing, it doesn't matter anything else really. Just stopping and listening and engaging with nature in that way, I think, can be such a lovely, lovely thing to do. You could even close your eyes if you want. So yeah, so please, please, please have a go at this week. And please, please, please let me know how it goes. Not just for you, but also for your kids, for your family, or anyone else that you're with. It might be that you find actually this is a nice thing to do when you're out on a walk with a friend, and stop and listen with your friend. So yeah, so have a go. Let me know how it goes. Head over to the Happy Little Futures Hub on Facebook to do that, or drop me an email, or however you would like to contact me. Let me know, because I'd love to hear how this goes for you. And keep an eye out as well on those Monday mornings for those breathing and affirmation exercises too. And with that, we're going to take a nice deep breath in and out. Fantastic. And I will speak to you soon.